heavily since December. I'm a big believer in goals. Matter of fact, I wouldn't mind having a yearly goals program where we track and follow up possibly throughout the year. We'll see about that at some point in the future. Um, but goals to me are, if you guys, how many of you guys are into releasing? Put in the computer if you're into releasing, revealing, any process where you release resistance. And okay, good, good. Goals are, if you read your goals daily and you get a powerful ideal scene and you get really good at, I'm glad, I love it, you guys. And if you get really good at reading your goals daily, what happens is it brings up all your resistance to be released to the goal. What'll happen is in the first week for a lot of people, as you read your goal, maybe it sounds good in the beginning, but then you start to feel like shit. And now, how many of you have been writing your goals since last week? Okay, good. Good, good. Okay, perfect. So a lot of you are. Now, if you've been writing your goals since last week, how many of you have been reading your goals every single day? Like I told you, spending 10, 20, 30 minutes, even an hour. So like this morning, I spent about a half hour editing and reading and stuff like that. Morning and night. Yes, yep, yep, I have. Good. How many of you are hitting resistance where your goals feel, suddenly you feel heavy, all these thoughts, these stories, these feelings are coming up, this resistance is coming up. Um, you're like, oh, I could never do this. This is too hard. Self-esteem issues are coming up around getting the goal you want. Um, I need to start doing, hold on, I want to see what that one was. Let me go back. I'd say more resistance throughout the day than I am working towards. Of course it does. Damn, I need to start doing that, but definitely getting resistance when I meditate on them. Not too much anymore. Not when I read it. Feels like the goals are very far away. That's resistance right there, Maurice. I related to that. Let's see, or just accepting the resist, enjoying resistance is a big key. That's huge. Self-esteem and belief feels like I'm dying, and that's a big one. So that's a big goal for you. That's where the releasing's done. As the resistance comes up every day, instead of analyzing, buying into, or getting super trying to understand the resistance, trying to negotiate with it, the key is to get really good at staying with it for 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, whatever, the resistance, and seeing it as beautiful, the beautiful resistance, and then doing releasing, revealing, letting go every day. Now, 6 days in, you might feel a little better of doing that. 7 days, maybe even a little better. A couple of weeks later, you'll probably start feeling a lot better. A month in, you'll say, and then it starts to build throughout the year, depending on how long it takes you to get your goals. I have goals that sometimes the first I write them, they sound amazing because I'm excited about them. But then the first week that I write those goals, all kinds of hell breaks loose in my head. I'll never do that. I can't do it. I feel like shit. What's the point? And I get heavy inside. And I think that's fucking awesome. That's the beautiful resistance. That's this beautiful resistance. And I just walk around saying, can I see the beauty in this resistance? Can I see the beauty in this? And not analyze it, not sit there and say, how am I going to do this? That my mind might be saying that, but I'm like, just let my mind say that, and then just let it go again, and open my heart again, open my heart again. I might have to do that for days on end. Sometimes I read them for an hour before I go to bed, and then I dream. I have dreams of this resistance, and I keep releasing it, and I'll be working on it in my dreams sometimes. And then the next morning, I'll wake up, sometimes feeling a lot better, sometimes heavy. And then, but in 1 week in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, suddenly, oh my God, everything starts to change inside of myself. And that's the power of a really good goal process. Um, Feeling like I'm dying. Let's get down here. A medium amount of resistance. I'd say I've been releasing resistance. Good, good. Hey, Sean, welcome back from Colombia. I've had the resistance be a literal pain around the second chakra. It was muscle tension, holding thoughts. Good. P.S. Thinking. Where was that? My goals are dynamic, evolving, makes it constantly have new tension to release. Yes, that can happen. But be careful that you're not changing your goals just to get rid of the resistance. Then that doesn't give you a chance to release it. That can become an avoidance strategy. Sometimes people update their goals constantly whenever the resistance comes up so they don't feel it anymore, and then they never get to release it. So I don't know if that's what's going on. I'm not saying it is, but just in case. I have resistance in my chest, but I still feel excited about them. That's really good. Feels like my turn on is congested. Apathy towards, and for me, I get an icky feeling in my gut. Kind of feels like vomiting when I focus on it too much. That's the stories. That's the self-esteem. Notice that all these stories, if you go trace them back far enough, they boil back to how you feel about yourself. They all relate to, am I a good enough person? Can I do this? Can I make this happen? Can I get the girl of my dreams? Can I get the date of my dreams? Can I have this experience? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do it. Who's noticed that sensation? If you go back far, like first, I can't do it because of this, but at the core, there's that story that I'm not good enough. Who has that happen to them? Yeah, there was a teacher once many years ago. I think it's the So Many Pillars of Self-Esteem or something like that, and um, he wrote that all self-esteem comes back, all confidence, all every obstacle in the world comes back to how you feel about yourself. What he considered to be self-esteem. Yeah, that's him, Nathaniel Brandon. How many pillars is it? Like the 8 pillars or something like that. Yeah, Crohn's has a lot to do with a lot of stuff stuck in the gut, a lot of hate, a lot of anger, a lot of self attack. And that's why you're literally attacking yourself. Your self esteem is the gut, and you're attacking yourself from the inside out. Diet can do wonders for something like Crohn's, but if you don't work on the emotions too, you'll only go so far. It's a day they work in balance, and the right answers come as you do it. I probably would have been diagnosed with Crohn's when I was younger, but what I actually had was SIFO and SIBO. SIFO being small intestinal fungal overgrowth, which would be like candida, and I had to cleanse that. I had a few bacterias, not bacteria. I had C. diff. I had 2 forms of non-contagious strep. I had a C. diff was out of control, and then I had a hydrogen-based SIBO. I've got pretty much all that under control, and it gets more and more, and I get better and better every day and every year. But it always gets better when I release first. Yes, I do change my diet. I do take supplements. I'm not afraid to do all that. But ultimately, that stuff only goes so far. For me to get it right, I have to get the mental and the belief systems right, and then all the right answers show up: the right doctor, the right supplement, the right, and then my body gets healthier and stronger. So it all starts with the mind. If you can't focus the mind, you will not. 6 pillars of self-esteem. Um, okay, guys. What's your diet and supplements? I don't know if that's really the theme of the call, um, but for I'm that's a whole conversation itself. We'll have to do that at a later date. Maybe we'll do a call on how on some of the things I've done to heal my gut and how it helped me with my dating life and my confidence with women and social life, because it really does. It helps you on a radical level. That would be a whole different story. So what I want to dive into tonight is exactly this. What we're just talking about is that your goals are really powerful, but most people stop reading their goals very quickly. They don't continue to read their goals for very long. They quit really quick. And the reason that is because that every day that you read your goals, more self-esteem stories about why you can't have your goals come up. More feelings of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm going to fail. And they can only listen to that stuff so many days if they're not good at releasing it. I don't really believe in the typical idea of affirmations. I'm not going to affirm something trying to jam it into my head. The reason I say my goals over and over is not so that I can get the goal. It's so that I can release all the stories about my worth around having the goal or not having the goal. Like, am I good enough? Like, the idea is I've got to learn to fall in love with myself, whether I have the goal or not. See myself with the goal and happy, see myself without the goal and happy, and see that I'm worthy. I'm worthy. If I don't have a beautiful girlfriend, I'm still awesome. If I have a beautiful girlfriend, I'm awesome. And she's awesome. And we're all, and that's what I'm trying to get to. So I'm using the goal as a way to stir up the inner garbage so that I can pull the weeds of my subconscious. So I can get all that garbage out of my mind. And that's what I do every day. I read the goal. It's a little bit more of that kind of stuff. So notice that's the idea behind it. Now, one of the core ingredients, I want to know, how many of you guys out there, and this is a really powerful piece, and I talk about it a lot. We're going to talk about this a lot in the Fresh Start. And the other thing we're going to talk about in the Fresh Start is the nice thing about 5 days together in the Fresh Start is you get to work on and read these goals every day in the Fresh Start and come back and report to us as the whole group that you've been doing it. You know, you get to say it on there and say, yeah, I'm doing it. And you get to see everybody else saying, I did it. And this is what's happening. And 3 days in and 4 days in, where you would normally quit. And then the idea is we're talking about maybe even having some support for a month down the road or a little bit down the road where you can continue to report that you're still reading these goals and you're not quitting. Because how many of you have the habit of you'll write all these beautiful New Year's resolutions out, a goal, but then a week later, 2 weeks later, you forget you even have it. You find them in a notebook somewhere 6 months later or in your computer and you haven't looked at them. And that's the real problem. Yeah. So I've had my goals for about 6 to 8 months and they've been trickling in a little bit. Yeah. Sam likes to call it, and I love this term, he likes to call it breadcrumbs. So as you're, and I've got a lot of little things. I don't just read goals. There's a lot of other stuff I do that I'm going to be putting in the Fresh Start. I have all these things I do with the goals. And one of them is I'm tracking my breadcrumbs. I'm journaling my experiences, my successes, and every little breadcrumb that brings me closer to the goal. Like if I were you guys, and I have the goal of meeting a beautiful girl, or let's say in Becky's case, meeting a guy, and I'm going to get better with connecting with men that are really available or women that are really awesome and beautiful. And I keep reading that every day, that women are attracted to me, women are flirting with me, women are chasing me. And then I go out one day and I notice a girl held eye contact with me a little longer and it felt really good. Or I'm looking at girls deeper. I'm cracking one or two more little jokes. And it's just happening spontaneously. I'm feeling a little bolder. All of that gets written down in the breadcrumb journal. And I'm like, oh, that's a bread. I'm getting more confident. Women are responding better. Oh, this girl's laughing more when they talk to me. Oh, this girl seemed to lean in a little bit. That was different. Or she lingered when I was talking. And each one of those you want to write down, because each one of those is a presupposition to the subconscious mind. And so as you're writing these down, what you're doing is you're building your goals, you're reading, you're releasing on them. And then there's a few other steps in there. And then at nighttime before you go to bed, you can read your successes and you can take your successes into your subconscious mind. So the process becomes a morning and a nighttime process. You don't have to do them every night, but at night you'll have your ideal scene and your breadcrumbs, and you read that and you kind of go through it. In the morning you'll have your goals and you'll work on them. You maybe edit some things and you'll add what we call supporting statements, which I haven't got to yet, which are like little subconscious statements that help you to support the major goal. And then we've got your ideal scene, and we've got your what you're giving to get this goal. We've got different things like this that go into it. And what it becomes is almost like a roadmap to the goal. And then as you read the goal more and more, and you see the breadcrumbs coming in and you see the supporting statements coming true, like I'm holding eye contact longer and enjoying it. Wow, I was doing that naturally today. And then they write that down and you see the supporting statements coming true. All of those become indicators to the subconscious mind that the main goal is getting closer and closer and closer. If the main goal is huge, it might take 6 months, a year. If you have a lot of stories about not being attractive from your childhood, like women don't like me, I'm not wanted, that's all just stories. None of it's true other than the truth that you make it. In other words, if you believe it, it is true. And if you own it, it is true. So therefore it is true, but it's not really true. Because if you start to believe, and belief is a deep subconscious idea, it's like in the subconscious, if your subconscious gets imprinted with a new idea that you're really attractive, you're going to start to experience that reality. That's the way natural law works. Natural law, and I understand this, has to give you what is imprinted in your subconscious mind. So if you're not getting what you want, it's because you have something else imprinted in your subconscious mind. And it takes, sometimes if you got a huge story, belief around the idea, like for example, I'm not attractive to women, it might take 6 months or 3 months or 2 months of going through these goals to break all these little stories and stuff down as the new story starts to build that you are. And then but you'll see breadcrumbs all along the way, things will get better. And then suddenly one day, it's like the floodgates open and it all starts rushing in. And then you'll wonder, why you ever thought you weren't attractive. Matter of fact, there'll be so many women around you, you'll be like, I don't get it. Women just like me. That's weird that I had a problem with this before. It's super easy now. And that's literally how it works. Um, okay, let's take a look at some of your comments. Somebody wrote something I saw there I wanted to read. Um, Found the goals in a notebook from a few years ago. I confirm the sexy bastard meditation you gave in the book has been shifting my reality left and right. I love that, Jay. Hey, write something down in here, Jay, that's been happening in that area. Because that one right there, now the game changer on that one, and we're going to come back to the sexy bastard, why it's there, and your now reality. That's the next thing I want to cover. And this is going to be a huge piece of the Fresh Start program. But can you say again what it's meant by releasing? I have missed a previous. Releasing isn't something I taught in the previous. It's something I teach overall in a lot of my programs. But if you go to the book by Hawkins called Letting Go, or you look up the Revealing Process masterclass that we sell, it's an online program. It'll teach you how to do it. And releasing, revealing is the process of letting go of stored subconscious emotions that hold negative beliefs in place, so that you can start to feel positive about something that you used to feel negative about. You can start to release old pent up stories. And if you want a simple book on it, Letting Go by Hawkins. If you want a more in depth course where I cover my version of it, it's called The Revealing Process. You can find courses on it. That is exactly what happened to me after 2 months of working with Fearless. Awesome, Cry. Which two attendees, guys? I can't see all your comments. Brilliant. Thanks, Brian. How to break a bad habit. Well, that's kind of different. That could be a goal. You could write it as a goal, but we're going to cover specific things today. We'll have to come into that for an open discussion at some point, or maybe at the end here when we're open discussion, if you want to put that in the Q&A. Okay, cool. So I was in a talk with men and women, and I just sat there saying whatever I wanted, being like, yeah, I don't give a fuck what y'all think. And I'm a cool guy and I'm having fun. And I was so fucking taken back. You did that naturally, is what you're saying, Jay. And because you're starting to feel good about yourself, you're not worrying about what others think. Now, notice the sexy bastard meditation starts to build more indifference to outcome. And then as you're more indifferent to outcome, you start to become naturally of who you are. And that's part of what makes you attractive. Um, you can put I can do it as a supporting statement, but then release on that. If you feel like I have to get this, then keep releasing all the have to. It's until you can say I can do it and have fun with the statement, whether you get it or not. I can do it. I cannot do it. I'm free. I can't do it. You can even release on that until you're free of all of it. Okay, cool. So now let's talk about the sexy bastard meditation. Let's talk about your now. There's your now, and there's your future, the goal you want to create, right? So you got this idea, your starting point, your end point. And your starting point, I feel like X, but at the end point, I want a beautiful girlfriend. Okay, and the key to getting there ultra fast, one of them is the sexy bastard meditation. Because if you can start to feel, and I'm going to go as to why, if you could start to feel sexy or handsome or gore or whatever word works for you, like I'm a sexy motherfucker, I feel good about myself, and you start to feel really good, whether you get the girl or not, just sitting there like, yeah, I don't need her validation. Doesn't mean I wouldn't enjoy it. Doesn't mean if she smiled at me, I wouldn't feel amazing, but I don't need her validation. I still like myself. I still love myself. Then you're on the path to getting what you want. You're on the path to getting your goal. And that's the key. The whole idea of revealing and releasing and goal setting is to get to where you feel great about yourself, whether you get the goal or not. Because if you can reach the point that I feel really good about my life without the goal, then it becomes really easy to get the goal. Okay. Imagine you're living in a beautiful home that you love, and now you've been living there for a few years and you're not moving out because it's falling apart or because you hate the place, but because you found an even better place you love more. And you're like, wow, I'm going to go over to that place now. I want to try something different. Or they're both great. I could live in either. I'm going to go try that one now. And you're just trying a new experience. That's the idea. And so when you can reach a point where you can even be like, you know what? I'm not a sexy bastard and I love myself. I'm a sexy bastard and I love myself. When you can say, I can be sad today and I can love myself. I cannot have each one of these. Matter of fact, I'm going to imagine I'm not going to get each one of these goals today and love myself. And then I'm going to imagine I got each of these goals today and love myself. When you can do that, the path to the goals starts to get easier and easier because you're getting good with resistance. All the resistance starts to go away and you start to move towards the goal with ease. And that is what's so powerful. Um, and so learning to love resistance and the confusion and the chaos and the drama of I'm not feeling good about myself because I don't have my girl yet, but I still love myself is the key to quickly going from point A to point B. But most human beings have to get mad about where they're at, judge it, talk about it, gossip about it, bullshit about it, yell about it, scream about it to be able to go to where they want to go. And that's where the problem is. And that's a huge, huge problem in getting your goal. So the first thing we're going to start with is learning to love resistance and the confusion and this and not getting your goal just as much as you'd love to get your goal. It's going to be just as important in the Fresh Start program to have a big part of that too. Um, Taking a quick look. Can you send us a testimony about your goal? Is it a good gratitude journal to work on loving where you are now while working on it? Yes, it is good to gratitude journal to. It's actually the first thing I have in my goals. I like, for example, I have all my goals in this cell phone right here, right now. And I have what I call global beliefs. And my global beliefs are my relationship to tension, my relationship to stress, my relationship to resistance, and how I can love life right where it's at because I was learning to appreciate stress, tension, and resistance more. And so an example of that, um, global beliefs to be revealed on until released. What I'm doing right now is exactly perfect, is exactly the perfect thing to be doing. So I act as if and so to me, that means everything's perfect just the way it is. And I act as if it's that way all the time. And I walk around going, this is perfect the way it is. Even if I don't have what I want yet, this is perfect the way it is. Cause there's always gonna be something I don't want. This is perfect the way it is. This is perfect the way it is. It's beautiful. The other day, the battery went out on my car. I was in Idaho and I was getting ready to drive to Vegas and I drove to a CVS to pick something up and the battery died. I came out and it was dead. And I had to have my cousin come jumpstart the car. We took it to the shop. People were like, "Oh, that sucks." I'm like, "No, it doesn't. It's beautiful. It's perfect just the way it is." And why would you say that? Because I could have been in the middle of nowhere 5 hours into my drive on the side of the road when it's 30 degrees out with a broken down car. And instead it broke down the day before I left, and there's a Jeep dealership that's just going to repair it for free because it's under warranty just a few miles away. That's fucking awesome. And then I went in there. The people were cool. I had a good time with them. I stayed an extra like 5 days at my sister's house, had a great time. Went out. I did New Year's Eve with my cousins, and I had a blast. And that was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. See, it was perfect just the way it was. In the sense, God or the universe had a different plan for me that was better than my plan. And now I'm here and having a great time here. The beautiful resistance is a sign I am moving toward what I have chosen. Or and then saying the beauty in resistance is a sign that I am moving. So I'm learning to love resistance. Look at that resistance, isn't it beautiful? See, these are global beliefs. These aren't necessarily a goal. This is just stuff I'm playing with, and I'm learning to explore. And I sit and meditate on it. I contemplate it. And I look around for resistance, and I say, "Is that resistance is beautiful? I love it. Oh, there's resistance. I'm going to walk towards it. Oh, I'm going to walk towards that girl that makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I'm going to say something. Oh, there was some beauty in that, even if it didn't go the way I want." And then another one is, as we get happy with resistance, life becomes beautiful and easy. I'm going to read through some more of these. I surrender to the resistant tension of the moment, working with natural law, allowing it to dissolve into flow in its own perfect time in its own perfect way. Some people have a hard time with it, with stuff like that. Everything is perfect and beautiful just the way it is, and I'm growing more and more each day. So this is the type of stuff that I read on my global affirmations list before I even get to my goals. And it's helping me to learn to love this moment right now, this moment with you guys. I got a ring light back there. It's not perfect. And that's part of the beauty of it. We just make it up as we go, man. That's part of what makes life work. So, so I'm going to encourage you guys in the Fresh Start program to do this every day in your own, and you have to figure out your own version of it. You have to learn to work with it. Okay. So, by the way, there's a link in the Fresh Start program. Jonathan just posted it. If any of you haven't signed up for the Fresh Start program and you're really ready to shift your life and you want daily guidance on your goals every day for 5 days, and plus a little bit of a follow up possibly down the road where we're going to remind you, are you doing your goals? Can you make 2021 the best year of your life? I mean, 2020 was pretty amazing for me, even with COVID. I so much grew in my life and it's only getting better. Why can't you turn 2021 into another amazing year, no matter what happens, whether we have more COVID or not? You just go out and you create amazing lives around you. You help as many people as you can. Like I started doing these webinars like crazy when COVID hit because I knew that was going to be everything was going to move online, and it's been great for us, and I'm going to keep doing that for you guys, keep building. So 2021 can be the greatest year of your life if you let it, because there is no door that closes that there's not a greater door, an equal or greater door behind it. And so if you're ready to have an amazing year, get into the Fresh Start program. Let's do this together. Let's make this happen, because if you're really good at releasing, this is the other side of it. It gives you what you need to release on. And I'm going to encourage you all to start working on your goals and your global beliefs right now. So when you get into the Fresh Start program, you're ready to rock and roll. Okay. Um, Tell people your goals or climb the mountain and tell nobody. I don't mind telling people my goals. I'll tell people my goals, but I tell people, look, if I'm in a lot of resistance when I write the goals and I'm nervous and I'm insecure, I'm going to only tell people that are going to support me. I'm going to tell people they're going to have my back. They're going to believe in me. I'm not going to tell random people that'll never happen. As I get more confident, start to believe in myself, and I like the challenge of that. Sure, I'll tell everybody. I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And your negativity is not going to stop me because I have the confidence to do that now. But mostly, I'm going to share it only with people that are going to honor and respect my goal, that are going to encourage me, that are going to cause me to feel good about my goal. I'm not going to share it with everybody. It's a personal thing, right? And that is huge. It all comes down to how you feel. And we're going to talk about this every day. Your goals come down to how you feel. You're going to be going up and down the emotional scale. You're going to be processing a lot of emotions while you read them every day. And if you get good at noticing what and how you feel and where you're at, and you start to get comfortable with how you feel, that's where the power of goal setting is going to come in. That's where the real power is going to be, is when you can manage that process. Okay. Uh, okay. When you feel happy and grateful in the process of taking action every single day to get to your goal, is that an indication you are on the yeah, well, it's definitely an indication, especially if you're feeling it through your whole body and relaxed. But you should also be seeing indicators that your goal is moving towards you. Certain types of people, like if it's a woman, maybe you're flirting more, maybe more girls are showing up in your life, maybe a certain type of girl showing up that you're looking for, things like that. If you're doing it, if you're lying to yourself in your head telling you you're happy but you're not feeling your body, that's a problem. But so embodiment can be a huge piece. um, Despite the resistance, the limiting belief, and Brian, I have a hypnosis background. Would you be able to provide a list of global beliefs like these? They are great. Awesome, you have a hypnosis background. I don't know where'd you get your certificate. I'm kind of curious. Um, and and I work a lot with resistance and tension and stuff like that. And so we'll be covering that more in the Fresh Start, and I'll be covering it more in other programs at some point. I can you can go over it and write down the ones I got, but I've got tons of stuff, and we can go through. But really think about tension and resistance. The more comfortable you are, go to watch a video. If you guys haven't, it's How to Make Stress Your Friend by Kelly McGonigal on YouTube, and it's a TED Talk, and it's a powerful TED Talk about. And this really helps you to come up with beliefs. Is that the better your relationship to stress is, the more success you're going to have in life. People who think stress is really bad for them don't grow much. I mean, think about a bodybuilder who thought stressing his muscles was bad for him. How much would he grow? He wouldn't. But if you're really good with stress and you time it and you get just the right amount of stress, the right amount of rest, the right amount of stress, and you do it in cycles, your life's going to grow for the rest of your life. Nothing is going to stop you because that's the secret to growth. You stress, we get up in the morning, we pump cortisol to wake up, we get going, we push in attention. Then in about 45 minutes of hard work, we come down, we bring up the DHEA, open up the good chemicals in the body, feel good, relax, and do another 45. And we learn to work with the cycles of the body. You're going to get a lot more done and a lot more power in the world. And it's going to feel great. If you overstress the body, like if you're a bodybuilder that can only lift, let's say you start bodybuilding, you're not a bodybuilder, but let's say you're bodybuilding, you can bench press 135 pounds comfortably. But then you just throw on an extra 50 pounds and start benching. That might be a little too much, and that's too much. So you got to work with the right amount of stress too, and that's really important. So learning to build beliefs around stuff like that. Um, Thank you. FY21 will be the year of fearless. It's going to be monumental. Yes, it will be. Okay, I'm going to jump forward because there's a lot more. I can't keep up with all you guys. Theta Healing Certificate. Nice. Yeah. I used to know Brent. Can't remember his last name. He was an old friend of mine. We did a few programs. So he's a big Theta healer. Brent. I think he got out of Theta Healing, created his own program though. Yeah, if you have issues with apathy, one of your goals can be to really get comfortable and stop making apathy right and wrong so you can start getting out of it, getting comfortable with resistance and stopping and getting stuck. That could be bigger than anything, is getting to that point. Um, you got to feel the regret, man. You get, if you got a lot of regret, you got to welcome all the regret and let all the regret go, like a little bit at a time, 1%, 1%. We're going to talk about that too, but don't try to let it all go at once, just a little bit at a time. And in a week, you could do massive, massive changes in that area. But I had a lot of regret, and I just used to welcome it every day. A little bit more, let it go. A little bit more, let it go. Um, okay, what's the best time to activate certain aspects of your goals? For example, I have a health goal. Is it better to work out in the AM? So, social goal more evening. I wouldn't say there's any right time or wrong time. What I always look at, and I say this almost every call, is what causes my body to have an endorphin response in response to the goal? What causes me to feel really good? Because the better I feel when I'm reading that goal, the more like I get an endorphin response. I feel good. I feel free. I feel flowing. The more that goal is going to have an effect on my subconscious mind and imprint. And that's what I'm wanting to do. So I have certain things I do in the morning and certain things I do in the evening to help do that. You guys could change that stuff around depending on what causes the best response for you. Also, number two is, do you get up in the morning and start off your whole day reactive, thinking I'll work on my goals in the evening? That might be an indicator you do need to work on your goals in the morning to get your body slowed down and focused, and then moving forward more powerful. And also a really good to-do list. Maybe you have the night before, limiting the number of to-dos, and not even to-dos. We'll say process goals. Things where you're working on stuff. To-do lists kind of, we never get all the to-dos done. So just stuff. There's stuff you're working on. Um, Yes, it's okay to temporarily distract yourself. If you get really stuck and you're identified with the heavy emotions and you can't handle it anymore, then go distract yourself with something positive, a walk, exercise, and then open your heart again. Like see a puppy, play with your puppy, and then come back to it with a fresh energy. That's really important. When you get too in the weeds with it, then you can go pull yourself back up and then look at it from the higher perspective and come back. Okay. Uh, okay, I want to look at the Q&A box really quick. Uh, Mayor, I just got off a releasing session with a coach. She had me make my intuition advise me. She had me make my intuition advise me through a simple exercise. I wonder if you've seen this before. Well, if you go deep in meditation and you just talk to your intuition, talk to your gut brain, the different energies that come in from different parts. But I think it's great. You always want to learn to listen to your intuition. Your intuition is the ultimate. It has more data, more information than anything else. So getting the key is getting the ego to silence so you can hear it. So I'm not sure what she did. Sean wrote, if the goal already feels like it's accomplished, should we focus on the things that make us want to throw up? I don't know what you mean by that. If the goal feels like it's accomplished, is it accomplished? You're saying it's not accomplished, but it feels like it's accomplished. What things make you want to throw up? Are you thinking about? This is a confusing question, Sean. So, is there other thoughts that make you want to throw up around the goal? I mean, that's probably what's keeping it from accomplishing, and then you want to release on those. That's my best answer right now. Hey, Brian, I just got off of, okay, I already saw it. I just read that one. How do I come out of addiction of pornography? Um, well, that's a big question, buddy. Um, and that can be a major thing to work on, but it can be done. Releasing is a powerful tool for that. Um, but part of it is there's a lot of great programs out there where they can really help you with that. But a big part of it is probably that you're using the girls in the pornography to fulfill a lack of connection with other people. So doing releasing where you're actually opening your heart, letting other people in, feeling more connected, finding people to feel connected to, loved, appreciated by, feeling wanted, feeling desirable, feeling like you can disagree with somebody and that doesn't mean you're going to lose them. These are the energies that have to be created so you don't run to an artificial person on a screen to get your sense of feeling good about yourself. And there's two parts to it. One is love and the other part's self-esteem. Love is a sense that I feel loved by somebody else. Self-esteem is, do I feel worthy? Do I feel good enough? And those are two different things. Notice that you can feel loved, but not cool, not good enough. And you can also feel cool, but not loved. And so those two parts are often have to be fixed. And a lot of times we're turning to pornography for that lack of connection through due to some type of emotional abandonment through some type of codependent cycle. And so resolving that, it's a really deep thing. And that's why it's really good to get help with people that can really help you to do that. A lot of great programs out there. Understanding the Nice Guy, reading No More Mr. Nice Guy, reading The Way of the Superior Man, working with the different coaches on pornography addiction, and getting really good at understanding these principles so that you can break them. So it's not a simple answer without digging into your deep stuff, but that's a quick one to kind of play with. But if you're just starting out, get somebody to help you. Even if you just get with a simple program that teaches you how to do all the stuff you need to do to get started and get into releasing right away, learning to release all the need for validation. Um, hey Brian, I have an issue with consistency. So one of my goals is to be consistent with my goals. That's awesome. How can I tackle the inconsistency issues so I can achieve my goals? You're going to have to work on the goal of consistently looking at your goal. That would be the first thing I would do every day. And I would make it consistent. Like, I'm going to look and read that goal and feel everything that comes up and write some supporting statements to get deeper into it, which I'm not going to get into today, but supporting statements are almost like mini goals that support the main goal till I get a clear picture and realizations, understanding. It was I get a clear picture of how this goal makes me feel. If you did that 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, just working on the inconsistency, not even stressing over it too much for maybe the first month, maybe the first week, really, and then see what starts to come up. Because you're probably going to feel like shit the first week and stories. I can't do this. And you're just going to keep releasing, coming back. I'm consistent. I am loving and enjoying being consistent every day in an easy, relaxed way. Oh, that makes me feel gross. That makes, oh, I don't feel good enough. I've never done that. I've always failed. My mom always used to tell me I was this, and my dad would say that, and blah. And you keep working on that, and you can then write more supporting statements. And maybe a couple of weeks, a month later, depends on how deep it is, you'll start really seeing a natural breakthrough in that area. Now, the next thing you can do is if you want to get into that's working with the goal. If you want to get into some one or two activities that you have to stay consistent with, that you think you can handle, even if they get stressed, if life gets stressful, I would start with those a couple activities. And then you can even use people to hold you accountable. You can give somebody, one of the things I used to do is give people money. And I would tell them each day that I do the activity, you can give me maybe $20 back or a certain amount of money back. And any day I don't, I want you to donate it to some charity or some person or some group. Like if you're a Republican, they donate to the Democratic Party. If you're a Democrat, they Republican, or you whatever. And so that and you got to find somebody that'll actually go through with it, that'll do it. Not somebody that'll say, oh, okay, I forgive you. No, it's because the first time you see that money gone, second time you're going to start to get into action every day. So that would be another thing I would do. And then but the reading of the goals is the most important every day, and getting through all the stories and releasing them, because as they release, you'll feel a lot better. Okay, Thomas Foster. So my goal is to move to Los Angeles from New Jersey before February 4th. Okay, that's quick. That's a man of action. I currently live in my parents, and they tell me they support what I'm doing, but then tell me all these things I need to worry about, and they just can't understand why I want this. This really annoys me and makes me feel like I have to move to get away from them. Is this bad for my goal? There's often children are often reach a point where they have to break free from the parents. We have this weird kind of bond with our parents, and we need a period where we need to break free and separate, and then we can come back and be more loving with them later and show them that you mean it. So there's nothing wrong with that. The key is, can you release all the frustration and just realize your parents love you? Maybe they don't want to let you go. Maybe they're a little nervous. Maybe they're just concerned for you. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Just do it out of joy. Do it out of like, I love it. And I'm going to tell you a story, Thomas. If you don't know who Martins Lises is, he's a great guy. You can look him up online. He's a strong man. He won World's Strongest Man. I knew him when he first moved to Los Angeles from, I believe it was Massachusetts. And I remember he just reached a point in Massachusetts. He wanted to go to Los Angeles. So him and his buddy got in a car and drove out to Los Angeles. And he remembers getting here. I think he drove to Santa Monica, and he went out to the beach, and he was like, we're here. Now, he didn't have anything, didn't have any money hardly. He had to find a place to stay. He had to find a job, and he was doing not construction, but destruction, I guess you would say. They were tearing stuff apart that had to be destroyed and breaking walls down. He hated it, but he got here and he didn't leave. And he pushed and he worked it out, and he came here with no money, drove in a car. It's a true adventure story. And then he got here, and he now lives his dream. He became he wanted to be the world's strongest man, and now he is. He won a few years back, and he's met Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's been on stage, and he's not a bodybuilder, but a strong man. And he just did it. That's the key, is the people who are successful, it's ready, fire, aim, not ready, aim, fire. Okay. So kind of let that in. Okay, we've got a couple more. You're welcome, Thomas. A little more. A little more. She had described what I enjoyed doing. I said bike riding, and then she said, "Give me a name." And then I asked for a guide, and asked it for. I don't know what this is about. And then I asked it for guidance. Asked her for guidance. I was stuck on how to decide between the many projects and ideas. My intuition told me to do a risk analysis to decide which for the next my challenge. I'm too much of not. I don't know what this is all about, Mayor. I didn't need someone else to decide for me. I could actually figure it out for myself. I know going deeper is a lack of self-trust in my own judgment. Okay, it seems like you got this one figured out and you're just making a statement. I don't see there's a question here, buddy. So I'm going to move on, so I'm not sure what it's about. Is there any tips for grounding into your goals as using the sensations of your legs? Yes, and face, tension, back, legs. Like when I feel a goal, when I'm reading my goals, this is a great question. A lot of times I just want to If I get too much in the front of my body and I'm like wanting it, I relax and I feel my spine. I feel the backs of my legs. I relax my glutes. I relax my ass. If there's tightness around the ass, perineum, I relax the back of my legs and I feel myself sink into the chair. And then I feel a sense I'm connecting my goal up and I'm connecting my goal down into the ground. And I'm just feeling one with the earth, one with the universe, opening my heart, putting out the signals to the universe that my goal is coming to me. And this is some of the stuff we're going to be talking about in the Fresh Start program and going through some of this stuff is the energetic components of projecting and creating your goal. So, and on a releasing perspective, because once you've got your goals written down, this is the stuff you got to do to start embodying it. So it's a great question. So I want you guys to all think about this for a minute. Your goals have to get into the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is imprinted as part of your nervous system. It's part of your body. If you don't have a good relationship to your body and feeling your body, then you're going to have a hard time imprinting that subconscious mind. Think about how many of you guys are overly analytical. How many of you guys think too much? And when you write a goal, you got to analyze why I can't have it, why I can't have it, how hard it's going to be. I don't do that anymore. I used to, but now I can just write a goal and I'll just keep releasing on it. And I either expect it to come or I'll lose interest in it and I'll get interested in something bigger and better. And if you want to get to the point where you are actually learning to feel your body in relation to the goal and you're learning to let go of all those extraneous thoughts and those analyzations and everything holding you back and the belief you can't do it, then this program is for you. I want you to click on the link that's in the chat right now and start and take a look at the Fresh Start program. I want you to literally, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I want you to start working on your goals today, getting clear about what you want to create, not too many of them. And I want you to bring it to the Fresh Start program. Bring it to the Fresh Start program, 3 to 5 tops, one major one, your white hot burning desire, and bring it to the Fresh Start program so we can start digging into these, helping to create the most powerful 2021, most powerful year of all your years is 2021, and get started right away. Now, if you're ready to understand the releasing components, the energetic components, the embodiment components, how to open your heart, energetic modeling, and starting to bring these powerful components into the goal setting process, supporting statements, all the little rules and the global beliefs that go with it, then this program is for you. It's something you can be going over for the rest of the year, reprogramming yourself over and over to become a successful person. Think about it for a minute, guys. The most successful people in the world always know the direction they're going. They're really good at saying that is going to happen and they don't lose sight. Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook because he wrote it right in front of him every day. This is going to happen. This is my main goal, 100 million subscribers. And it's going to every day, 100 million subscribers, 100 million subscribers, 100 million subscribers, 100 million subscribers. And he wrote that goal every day, just going after it until it became a reality. And then he went beyond it. And he worked with one goal at a time. Warren Buffett said only have 5 goals at any one time, and your job is to resist all the rest. As a matter of fact, he writes out 25 goals, puts the top 5 on one list, the other 20 on another list, and he says, my job is to never look at the other 20 and only work on the top 5 at any one time. If one gets completed, you can bring another one in. But the key is that so many of us are so good at distracting ourselves with all these other goals. Mark Allen, another great teacher, multimillionaire teacher. He used to carry his goals written on a piece of paper in his back pocket, imagining they were being absorbed up his ass all day long. And he had a 1-page business plan for each goal, which is kind of something we're going to create. We're going to create a plan for each goal of getting it into your subconscious, a plan to get into your subconscious and get your nervous system realized. And a goal is way beyond getting the goal. It's a releasing tool to get you more present, more conscious, more enlightened, more alive, to give you purpose. So if you want to develop all this understanding, then click on that link in the video, in the chat, excuse me, and get started in the Fresh Start program, because I can't wait to dig in. We're gonna have 5 days of fun. We're gonna be working our asses off, and we're gonna change our lives. And I'm sure I'm gonna because of the 5 days, I'm sure I'm gonna change stuff on my goals again. I was editing them this morning, and they say basically the same, but sometimes I'll see a word in there. Like I'll see a word that has a limiting kind of, and you'll see this. We'll talk about this. This word is limiting the goal. I'm going to change it to make the goal more powerful, more focused. Oh, and this right here. And then every day I start to feel better and better and better. And I see the little results in my life. That's why I'm successful. And I traveled the world and all this stuff. And hopefully we'll get back to it again soon, but either way, I still travel. I haven't stopped. Matter of fact, I haven't been home, guys, in 2 months. I haven't been home since, God, when did I leave? I left a week before we went to Miami at the beginning of December, I think. So I left in November. I left sometime. So I left towards the end or middle of November, December. So month and a half, 2 months I've been on the road, and um, and I'm loving it. So so that's what kind of life do you want to lead? It's up to you, man. There's so much opportunity in this world. If with belief, you gotta have the belief. Anyways, the Fresh Start course is only about an hour and a half a day. Maybe I'll go a little longer, but let's say average an hour. Maybe each day I could go up to 2 hours or something, but it's for 5 days straight, I believe. 5 days? Did we have it at 5 days or 4 days, guys? Team, remind me. I blanked. 5 days. Okay. So awesome. So how many of you guys put in the chat right now if you're in the Fresh Start program? Say I am or I. Yeah, I believe it will be recorded, right, guys? Somebody answer that. Yep. So look at all these people that are in there. So if you want to join this crowd and have a blast, some of our advanced students are going to be in there too. Our most advanced students, we're bringing all of them in. We have an advanced group that works privately, and they're all going to be in there supporting the class, and they've really accomplished a lot. Awesome. A lot of you guys are in. So this is what I want to hear. So don't miss the bus. The bus is launching soon, taking off soon. In this case, it's a luxury airliner, but hey. Uh, Lewis McCoy. Awesome. Well, thank you, Lewis, for recommending you. We love having you guys. And again, there's one more link in the video. Jonathan just posted it. You guys are awesome. I love answering all your questions. I'm going to do a speed round on the last couple questions in the Q&A. Mayor, sorry, it was a coaching session I had earlier. Okay, awesome, buddy. Will Fresh Start program be recorded? Did we get an answer on that? Is it yes? Anybody on the team? I'm not sure. I would assume it would be, right? Yeah. Wait. Ronak said yes. Jonathan, yes, it will be. Okay. Um, hold on. I want to read that to you guys. Come back. Come back. Ray wrote, by the way, Brian, I'm getting a bunch of 1% improvements with the issue in Miami and my friend in the hotel room. Appreciate your support. Hey, Ray. I'm glad you wrote that. I didn't put two and two together. You could be any Ray. So that's awesome, dude. I'm glad your life's changed in that area. And yeah, I'll be back out there in March. So hopefully we see you guys. What town do you live in again? I forgot. You live over there by Disneyland, right? And you were talking about how beautiful it is and how much you love it. So I think that's awesome. Okay, cool. Let's go down here. Okay, cool. Orlando, that's right. I need to go visit that area. Okay, so with that said, will the Fresh Start, we answered that question. Last two questions. Are there any key points, clues that I can pay attention to, notice if I'm overstepping my capacity to handle tension as I'm lifting more than I can handle without noticing? Yeah, look up the tension journal. You got to actually go out and start practicing feeling tension and then rating it on a scale of 1 to 10. You don't want to be trying to lift tens. You want to, and then if you do lift it and it seems like it's too heavy, it's too much, it's like causing you to get reactive, then back off a little and back off a little more. You're going to be finding your sweet spot and working in your sweet spot. I've had a habit of trying to lift too much and then of wanting to avoid too much. And I've had to really learn to slow down and realize everything's going to get done. You don't have to do everything in one day. You don't have to get, even bodybuilding, like you go to the gym, people want to do everything today. No, you can even work just one body part here, one body part there, the next day, and you'll get a lot of growth over time. Less is more in everything, guys. Less is more. Another important principle that the global belief, less is more. Having 100 K in my bank account by the end of the year is my goal. Good goal, man. But I was challenged by another coach, I think bigger. So I came up with 50K a month goal by the end of the year. There's a lot of resistance to these goals, but I find myself having this sense of urgency to work on it, and I am kind of turned on by the challenge. Good, good. I'm going to give you a simple answer to this. So everybody that's on that's coming to the class on this is a great one to close on. RJ, everybody that's coming to the class, here's what I want you guys to do. Thank you, man, Ray, about the cost. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys are all awesome. So everybody that's coming to the program, I want you all to think about this for a minute. The Fresh Start program. There's three areas I want you to set your goal in. One, is it believable on a scale of 1 to 10? Number two, am I in love with the goal? Do I feel heart, warmth, connection to it? One on a scale of 1 to 10. And number three, am I turned on for the goal on a scale of 1 to 10? All those numbers should be fairly high on the scale. And because because without turn on, you're probably not going to want to take action. Without love, you're probably going to start to lose interest. And you might be turned on for 1 minute, like turn on for a woman, but the next minute you lose interest. And if it's not believable, you'll burn out thinking, it can be stressful. It can be like, it's going to take work, but I can do it. But if it's like, there's no way that could be done, and then you should probably reduce the goal a little bit. If it's too believable, I could do that easy, you should probably raise it a little bit. It should be like, that's work, but that's a challenge, but I can do it. Now, some people love to set goals that are unbelievable, and what that does, it burns a lot of people out. So and you can have a ridiculous goal, a shoot to the moon goal, if you have all three of those high. Some people are like, yeah, I could do it, I'll figure it out, and there's a sense in their body, they get turned on, their heart's in love with it, that they can do it. And that's fine, because your body can create any goal you want pretty much. If your believability is there, you're in love with it, you're turned on for it, you start grounding it out, then and every day, and you work on it, then that can be reality. But what happens is, a lot of people aren't in love with their goals. They're doing it because they want validation. They don't really even want it. Like, they want to date a bunch of girls, but really they just want a girlfriend, or vice versa. They want a girlfriend because they think it's the right thing to do, but they really want to date. And they're not turned on for the thing they want to do. So really take a deep look at that, guys, and decide what you really want. Okay. And because you're trying to accomplish something your body doesn't really want, you will quit, you will burn out. Okay, guys, this is a great call. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you guys are rewriting that over there. Um, and you guys are awesome. And I was just taking a quick look at all the screens. I really enjoyed working with you guys today. I hope to see you all on the Fresh Start program coming next Monday. I got to decide where I'm going to be. I have two options. You guys will see where I'm at when I get there. I have a friend who has a place in a studio in Tahoe, and I could work out of his. He does digital work, and he has really a good Wi-Fi at his studio in Tahoe. So I might end up there, and I might be at my place. So I'm not sure yet. I might go to his place the week after. We'll see where I end up. I don't know yet. I'm figuring it out. But I'm going to be leaving here, Vegas, tomorrow. And guys, I'm curious, how many of you guys, any of you guys live in Vegas? Any of you guys live in Vegas? Fearless champion, Salvador. Yeah. Nobody lives in Vegas, huh? Any of you guys used to live in Vegas? You know, I've lived in Vegas, in North Las Vegas, for a long time, which is, I don't love it, but I have a place there. I have a place I spend a lot of time in LA, and the truth is, I've been staying in Henderson to see what it's like, because it's the complete opposite. It's the other end of Vegas, and it is really nice here. I'm really liking it a lot. Green trees, really nice people, stores, shops, restaurants everywhere. It's not the strip, guys. You're completely away from the strip. And I'm thinking about contemplating and feeling out where I'd love to possibly live next. So playing with that. Just wanted to see if any of you lived here. Tahoe could be another great place. I've also thought about, it'd be fun to go over to Bali for a while too. So, spend some time there. But I can't even get into the country right now. I'm working on that visa. It's going to happen eventually, because they're all shut down because of COVID. Oh, Bali is. I have so many good friends living there. They're loving it. God, you get a big villa with your pool, and you get people cooking your food every day and making clothes for you, and you got your scooter and they deliver Starbucks on scooters, and there's big beautiful beaches and surfing every morning. I mean, and all for dirt cheap, all for dirt cheap. So, and then what I would like to do, hey, hey guys, I'll try this on. This will be the last thing. Come to Thailand. I do plan to go to Thailand at some point, so maybe I'll have to visit. But here's what I one other thing. If I get a place in some place like Bali, at some point, and I get a big villa, one of my goals I was thinking about would be to be doing some revealing process and movement embodiment process, spiritual like embodiment classes from the villa in Bali, maybe someplace on the beach, something like that. So, how many of you guys would like something like that? And then everyone, and I'd be over in like Canggu, where all the beautiful women are. So Jakarta, I hear good things. I hear Jakarta's a little dirty and crazy, but people are nice and it's a lot of fun. So, so I can. I'll have to get over there and see. I definitely want to visit Jakarta. Ubud's more of the spiritual. Yeah, I could do it up in Ubud, but it's up in the mountains. Up in, it's more spiritual. It's less. Where Kango is a little more westernized. So I guess if you're doing the spiritual retreat, we should probably be up in Ubud. Anyways, I definitely want to go to Ireland. I have a lot of Irish in me, guys. Actually, the bulk of my ancestry is Irish, dude. So I've only been in Ireland once. It was a little, we sat in the airport I had to stay in the airport overnight because they made me walk out and walk back in. And I immediately loved the air, the people, I don't know what it was. It was like I was drawn to it. And then I find out from my ancestry test, I'm mostly Irish. So maybe there's something to that. Anyways, guys, have a beautiful night. I love you all. And, we'll all be talking soon, and I'll see you all on Monday, and of course we're going to be here every Thursday too. And now next Thursday I'll be teaching here, so we'll be having something else up in this place, probably some type of recording, but we'll have some fearless employees on there answering your questions about whatever the recording is while I'm teaching the Fresh Start program for all of you that didn't want to join the Fresh Start program. So if you want to be on with me live and everybody else that's going to be in the Fresh Start program live, you got to join the program. So with that said, I love you all, and remember how many guys are going to be in there. Don't miss out, and we'll see you in the Fresh Start. I'll see you in the Fresh Start next week. If not, I'll see you soon, one way or another. Okay, guys, take care. Have a beautiful day.